don't let like what you see on YouTube, don't let what you see on TikTok fool you. Americans are good. People in the West are good-hearted people. Built the world, really. You know, everyone can hate on colonization all they want, but it made the world an amazing place.
Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's Ndagire here. So I landed on this video on YouTube and I wanted to share it with you guys because it is really funny. It is really funny. This is a white man that is saying that colonization actually made a better world, literally, but he's the same man as well who's telling his people, calling his people, and actually telling them to leave America because it's no longer the country that he grew up in. People are different, too much division, and capitalism is too much that it's destroying, America. And I'm like, who started the system in the first place? Was it other groups of people or the people that look like him? And why would he say colonization is something that made a better world? How? And whose better world did they make it to or for? Was it for black people, Asians, or people of color, or it was for his people, guys? Listen to what he had to say, come back, and let me know what you think about it.
I think I wanted to talk about if it's right for you to leave this country, if you're ready to leave this country, if you've been thinking about it. And this time of year, especially with the weather the way that it is, we just had a crazy election, ungrateful relatives and friends and the holidays. Is it time to pick up and go? Is that the right thing to do? And for me, it was. People in the West are good-hearted people. Built the world, really. Everyone can hate on colonization all they want, but it made the world an amazing place. I'd say like extreme capitalism and corporations have really destroyed America, have really destroyed the world. But be proud. Americans deserve more. The British people deserve more, not to just have everything watered down, our money be watered down, our culture be watered down, and our assets, our ancestral assets that were earned by our grandparents, our great-great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, going back 400 or 500 years. Some of my family's been here for, I think, since 1613. And one of the first families to come over, really, that first decade. But I think Americans deserve more, and I think you deserve more. And if you feel like you deserve more, leave the country. Go see. Why not? What's stopping you from going? What's stopping you from living abroad, becoming an expat, becoming a digital nomad? If you can become a digital nomad, if you don't have kids, if you don't have a wife, become a digital nomad. Why not? It's a beautiful thing to get out there. And when you come back, it really puts things into perspective. It really puts things into perspective of knowing like, oh, I deserve more than this, right? Or the people here should be thankful. There's a lot of things in America that people here should be thankful of, right? America's a very clean country. It's very clean. It's not dirty at all. Like the buildings here are strong, right? Our infrastructure is amazing. And, once you travel, you'll notice like infrastructure is pretty bad. Wait till you go to like most places in the world and just look at the wiring around the place. And you're just like, it can give you a little bit of anxiety. Maybe it's time to pull the trigger. Maybe you should go ahead and get that ticket, make a plan and just go. Sometimes don't even make a plan, just go. Is the grass greener? Probably. The way that things are in America now, the way that things are in the West, yeah, they probably are greener, especially if you have USD, especially if you have British pound, especially if you have the euro, So for me, like, there's three real reasons right now. The first big thing is the people. People in America have changed. They've been changing. It's one of the reasons I left. And kind of the change in people's values isn't what I thought it was. But yeah, the people have changed. And I'm speaking more for people my age, people in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s. When I grew up in America, I always felt that there's things going on with community. I always felt like community meant something. Family definitely meant something, but community really meant something. And it's definitely not that way anymore. Everyone's segmented and segregated themselves into such little pockets of people. We really have nothing in common anymore. The thing that used to bond us together, this idea of being American, really doesn't seem to mean anything anymore. Without a sense of, who we are as a nation, we're really just a bunch of people trying to grind out an existence with one another. And it feels weird. There's a sense of paranoia that people seem to have with each other. You can't just walk around. I'm not even talking about a city. This doesn't look like a city, does it? I'm not in the city. Now, even when I was in Cleveland, I still get that vibe. So you get like almost that unfriendly city vibe no matter where you are now, unless you're in some pockets of like really super, super rural up in the mountains America. But it's just, there's this feeling of like social loneliness. And the next thing, the obvious thing, is just cost of living. America's expensive. Coming back to America, the groceries were the first thing that hit me in the face. Gas is actually cheaper now than it was when I left, which is crazy. I thought it was going to be way higher, but no, it's not. I think when I left, it was like $4 or something like that. Now it's like $2.60, $2.70. I mean, I'll take that. And a lot of people talk trash on Eastern European women in general, say that they're beautiful but they're cold. Just talk, don't be weird, don't be a goof. It's easy to talk to people, it's easy to talk to women. You just gotta talk, be confident. But I guess the third thing really is just like, you deserve more. Coming back to America, I feel like Americans deserve more. If it's time to leave in America, if that's what you're thinking, the three big things for me is like, the people have changed. And, are they going to be better than other places? Yes and no. Yes and no. The cost of living going to be better? Absolutely. Just, you deserve more, so go get what you deserve. They say, well, the grass is greener. Don't let that dissuade you. See things for yourself. Be the explorer that you kind of feel in your heart that you are, right? If you want to go to these places, go see these places. If it takes you kind of selling everything and putting yourself at risk, that might be what you need to do right now.
Guys, as you've heard in the video, that is what he had to say, and I'm really disappointed that this is a person that does not want to stay in his country because of what his own people that look like him did to his country, and he's still praising colonization but still wants to play victim that he's no longer happy in his own country of the US. Make it make sense. Like, these are the kinds of people that actually went and voted for what is happening in America right now, that they want to leave. When it comes to when he says capitalism, whatever, like things are expensive or big corporations are destroying America or the world, they are still run by people that look like him. So he's still not looking at the cause of the situation, but still praising colonization as something that did better for the world, but it only benefited his own people and not other groups of people. But because we are in a world today where anything that happens literally affects everyone, now they want to come out and talk about how, we should now go and look for better pastures. But these are the same people that when they go to different countries, not to generalize like all of them, and I don't want to like attack him like he's a bad person, no, but the things he said were not really they were not right, especially when he brought in like colonization. I don't know why that conversation had to be put in. All the things he said, I mean, everything he said kind of made sense. Like, things are expensive, there's like the culture is different now, and people are depressed, like there's no human interaction. That kind of makes sense. But why bring in colonization? Like, really, why bring that big topic into what is happening today? I mean, we can understand that things or prices are high today in America. Like, people are always complaining about it, always crying about how like it's so hard to live life, rent, mortgages, like everything is expensive. And even I saw videos of Black Friday where people literally didn't even go to buy things at a cheaper price because Black Friday is not also Black Friday, guys, if you get what I mean. So why this man bringing colonization in such a situation? Only because it's affecting them, but he still wants to feel good about himself and be like, we Americans. But when he says Americans, we know who or which people he's talking about. Of course, he's talking about his people. And then if you look into even the things that he's talking about that made a world a better place, like through colonization, like, guys, these are the people that went to places and invaded people's lands, stole things. Even today, they are still stealing and sponsoring wars to happen in the world for them to make themselves feel better, So what did they do really to make a world a better place? And whose world did they make it better for? Was it for Black people, people of color, or still for people that look like him? So it doesn't really make sense for white people to come and cry on the internet of things, not being well for them, but still want to put other people down through, saying things like colonization made a world a better place. But still, he's also saying, as a white person, of course, it's easy to navigate through the world. I mean, he was calling his people because he knows when they go to places, they are going to always, be treasured and be given opportunities and privilege. So he knows what he's talking about, but it's just not fine to try to act like you are now a victim in situations or in systems that still your own people created. Like, why leave America in the first place? That you should be proud of that country, as you say that it made a world a better place. Like, stay in it. But also, guys, I came across a video of another white man that was calling out such people, or his people, about, you know, why are they, you know, crying. Like, they should be proud of whoever they voted for and just stick with it because that's what they wanted. And I loved him. I love this video, guys. This is what he had to say.
Morning. Hope your coffee's as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. Yeah, I didn't see white privilege ending this way. I didn't. See, I thought it was going to be just an elevation of all of us. That's what I was working for. We all do better when we all do better. I didn't see white privilege ending in the glaringly obvious that a bit more than half of us are weak, fragile, emotional, unable to exist in reality. We have to create just false narratives and realities all around us just to survive. Yeah. Where's your revenge? I mean, you voted for revenge. Where's your revenge? No, here, we're still having our cookout. Those of us that are now having to prove that we're not weak, we're not you, yeah, we're still having our cookout. Where's your revenge? Your life is still the same shitty life it was before, and we're still building our better world. Bye.
I think this is like the first time where, like, you know, a group of people, like let's say white people, are really starting to face the consequences of their actions, and it's really bothering them. Like, they're not used to crying or, you know, being put in a position where they have to beg for things. They always saw themselves as the ones that can give and give and help and give in their mentality, or as they always been taught by, you know, themselves with the lies or whatsoever. So seeing this man ask them, like, why are you pissed? You should be happy for what you voted for. And by the way, are you any better that you voted for whoever you voted for? In fact, you guys are suffering more than you expected. You are literally in tears every single day for whatever that you thought was going to be better for you. You guys are crying on the internet every single day. Like, it's really kind of like, who knew we would be alive to see, you know, the empire of like lies and propaganda that, you know, these people of the palm put up for themselves, that it will fall or start to fall in 2020. Now we are in 2024. It's even getting worse. And it's more funnier because they voted for someone thinking it's going to be better for them, but it's actually getting more worse and worse for them. And no one seems to care. Like, that's where it's like, this is the world that we are actually living into, and dynamics are changing. You know, Africa is trying to grow and control their own resources and things. Nations are really open now to realize that America's been always a scam. And that's why I also encourage, like, my brothers and sisters to start looking for ways to leave that place, because you see these people living and they see that it's crumbling, like it's literally falling. So I always encourage you, like, you know, the black people in the diaspora, like, this is the time for you to act. It is a time for you to act. Like, these people are running away from the shambles. You should do the same. And the advantage that I always tell you guys, like, if you're a black person from the diaspora, when you come into the continent, you're going to be like easily accepted. You're going to assimilate faster because you look like everybody else, more than, you know, the palmed people, because, you know, when people see their color, they immediately, you know, rise up prices for them and, you know, of course, give them a hard time. And it is actually the reality that you should know about, like I always tell you guys. So I didn't like what this man really talked about, especially when he talked about colonization. Like, it really got to me, like, why would a white person say that colonization helped the world? Like, why and how? You know, it's only always saying things to make themselves feel better and, you know, want to be always superior. But it's not anymore. Like, things are changing and have changed, and they are starting to feel the heat. You know, black people have always been telling them, like, you guys, we need to fight these systems together. And they were like, no, you know, these are our people. But then things are changing, they are losing. and then they want to come out and cry on the internet, like how, how. But yeah, guys, that is it for me in the video. Let me know what you think about this. It is really pretty a good time to be alive. Like I always say this all the time, this is the time God really knew that I was supposed to be alive and see this testimony and spread the word, because this is a real big word. Like these people are also running away from their home. Like they are kicking away immigrants, but they're also running away from their own home. Like it's crazy. That's when you know the world is really, really in a different place. Guys, that is it. Thanks for watching. I will see you in another video. Bye.